get better at FC25. Now, before you skip ahead, what if I told you if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money? That's a nil guys guarantee. We got in-depth tutorials that are not even on the YouTube channel. We show you the theory of something and we show you gameplay examples in a structured format. We also go over real-life football examples that apply to the game and exclusive pro gameplay analysis, full gameplay analysis to elevate your game. We teach you everything from the basics to the meta. Come join at patreon.com/nilguys. Links down below in the description. If you don't get better after 1 month, we'll refund your money. That's the nil guys guarantee. Links down below in the description. One of the few benefits, if I was to make an observation about this patch, is a lot of the formations where we wouldn't historically use have become more effective. In fact, I would say any of the formation. In fact, one of my favorite formations and attack that I'm working on right now is this one. And it is a very, very good formation. I very much like it so much, to be honest. So if you're looking for a formation to play and you don't mind the defending aspect, I would go with narrow. But I'm going to refer to this video in today's one is the 4-2-3-1 second variation, because this is similar to the 4-2-1-3. The only difference is these left mids and right mids are a bit more reserved as opposed to left wings and right wings that are more attacking. But because the attacking AI in effect is much better, you can get away with it. So for those of you that are really struggling, when you're choosing a formation now, I would say the most important thing is go with a back four, at least with 2 CDMs. And then for the front attack, you can basically go with whatever you want. Because now you don't even, to be honest, I'm just using one striker sometimes because it's so viable. You got so many runs running in behind. So if you are struggling, it's better to go for that defensive approach first. So you can think of this like the 4-2-3-1 wide. It's basically the same, exactly the same as the 4-2-1-3. This is basically the better formation, or the sister formation, if you like to say. But the benefit of having left mids and right mids, they will help you defend. So if you're really struggling to defend, but you don't want to go into a conservative 4-3-3, for example, like this, and you have the cam variation, but you also have the one with the center mid, you don't want to go that far, then I think this is probably the best appropriate balance. So if you are struggling defensively and you're still struggling with the wingers, I would say this is the one to go to. In fact, you could use the exact same instructions. Advanced forward, I think, is the best. For the cam, you can use Playmaker. For the more advanced players, I would recommend Shadow Striker. Realistically, for that new team of the evolution, I have Philogene normally plays in Striker for me. And then what I do is I put Dembele in cam. So realistically, you don't need an amazing passer, but if you've got the tiki-taka play style or the finesse shot, anything like that will do this player second striker, because people like to play KDB here. That's wrong. You don't want to put KDB there. In FIFA, the cams, in my opinion, are more like second strikers, like a Bergkamp. Can't think of it like that, okay? At least someone that can shoot, dribble, and pass, and ideally has got pace. So a second striker in FC, like a Pele, would be perfect, or Bobby Charlton, for example, okay? Now, the wingers, this is where things get controversial. So they have made some changes to the winger balance. To be honest, if you're looking for an exit strategy, this formation could be, so if I was to draw out that graph, not graph, but like that table kind of thing that I was talking about. Let's say if I talked about the 4-2-4 yesterday, the 4-2-1-3 would be here, and this would basically go over here. So this is basically more defensive, this is more balanced, this is more attacking. So this formation would be the conservative approach. So maybe you could start the game with this one. At least you don't go down too often. But the thing is, after the patch, you have to understand you're going to concede goals. Even I consider myself a good defender when I'm trying, not when I'm recording a video, when I'm tryharding, I'm still conceding 1 or 2 goals. I'm not conceding 10, but I'm still conceding 1 or 2 goals tryharding. So you have to understand that you're still going to concede, at least make it difficult for your opponent. So if you need that left mid and right mid to come back and help you, you can put them on winger balanced, and that way when you're attacking, you also have those wide players to make runs in behind. The L1 triangles and through balls, I think, are a bit too OP as it stands, and that is where this formation can really prosper. Otherwise, I would recommend using inside forward balanced, but I think at that point, you might as well just use the 4-2-1-3. So do you see what I'm saying? I'm saying this is to be used as a defensive formation. The way that I'm going about it now, and I've been looking at gameplay, testing gameplay, analyzing, I'm thinking now, you as the player that's watching this video, you have to decide, okay, what formation do I feel moderately comfortable with attacking with? And then look for the defensive variation of that. So this is just to finish this section off anyway here. This will be the tactics. And you can use whatever tactics you would have used previously, I would recommend going to 40. I'd also recommend counter, but these are the tactics I'd recommend. So use whatever you want in regards to the 4-2-1-3. If you want to make this a bit more defensive, you can put the wingers on balanced. At least this way you have those exit strategies to make those runs in behind. That's completely up to you. And of course, you can put a playmaker on the cam. So for example, that was the attacking variation, and this would be the defensive variation. I think most of you guys will like this defensive variation of this formation. But what I wanted to say, and this is very, very important, people that skip ahead, they won't realize this, right? But, you know, formations like the 4-4-2, if you're really struggling with a 4-4-2 flat, and I made that video yesterday, but you have to understand you have to be good enough to play that formation. But you can then go to, for example, a 4-4-2 holding. In fact, one of my top 3 formations I used when the game came out, and I kind of strayed away from it basically in the last 2 months or so because I didn't really want it, was a 4-2-2. And the reason why I also strayed away from it, because there wasn't enough players that could play that cam role. Now with that new Team of the Year evolution, you can put so many players, get that cam role. You can get Dembele if you're lucky enough to snipe. There's so many other players there. You got Cole Palmer. So a lot of those players can play in those cam roles now that can also play as a striker. So whereas previously it was difficult to play this formation, it's actually a bit more easy to play it now. So to be honest, any one of those formations, in fact, any of the 4 with the 2 CDMs can be used for a defensive option. You can even go as far as going, for example, like a 4-2-3-1 as well. Anything like that is, to be honest, fine, because remember, now it's not hard to attack, it's hard to defend. In the patch before, it was hard to attack. That is why you saw, for example, 2 strikers. So if you used a 4-4-2 previously, maybe try, for example, a 4-4-1-1 or something of a cam, and maybe try even using a shadow striker or playmaker. I think you would very much prefer it. And this is the tinkering that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to decide, am I good at defending or am I good at attacking? I know most people that are watching this video, attacking is not going to be an issue. It's a defense. And that is why I say go with 2 CDMs. 2 CDMs. And to be honest, the fullbacks now, I'm not even putting them on during the attack anymore. So with my fullbacks, before normally for an attacking formation, what I would do is, let's say, for example, I have this as my defensive. Let's just say, for example, I would go like this. And let's say for an attacking formation, I may even consider, for example, an attacking wing back forward. To be honest, the more and more I'm playing this patch, I don't even feel there's a need to do that because the AI movement is insane. I'm honestly shocked that the AI movement is this good, to be honest. I'm just surprised that why did it take so long? But that's the key benefit. So to be honest, it's kind of going back to the old FC20 or old FIFA days, let's say, where you don't need the fullback to go forward. Yes, the L1 button may make that player make it run it behind, so you could supplement your attack, but it isn't that guaranteed in what's needed. One formation I'm working on behind the scene, just to give you a bit of an update. I've not got it ready for this weekend league. I've only played maybe like 10 games, 15 games of this. Is the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. The only downside is defending the wing areas is a big problem. But if you're up against someone that's playing very centrally, this is actually a very good formation to go up against people that are going through the middle. But the problem is the wide areas can be exposed. So I'm still trying to work on a solution to see if it's actually viable for the masses. But if you are a good player, you know how to defend, and you love the 4-1-2 FIFA 18 style, I'm playing the same way right now in FC 25. Something just a note for you, but I'm still working on that. But that will be an update in regards to that. So yeah, now you got the defensive formation. This week, I think we just might just have 3 tactics. I got one more tactic, but I don't think I'm going to release it. It's a 5-back because I was thinking, you know, with a new evolution, you can play someone in centre back, but I think for now, I'll leave it. But that would be the 3 formations I'm using anyway this week. I'm testing the 4-1-2-1-2 as well. But look, I've got the 4-2-4, which in my opinion is the best attacking formation right now. The best balanced formation is the 4-2-1-3. And to be honest, I think the 4-2-3-1 is the good balance as well. With the second variation with, okay, you're still attacking, you got that cam, but you don't have to be over defensive. And I feel like, you know, with this formation, why I want to go back to it is because, like, let's say I went to, for example, a 4-3-3, and this is just my opinion. I'm not saying that is right or whether it's wrong. A bit early on, but this would be my opinion. If I was at defending with, for example, this one, let's say, for example, like this, the thing is that there's no actual benefit of having 3 center mids. Yeah, for example, that center mid over here can help. And don't get me wrong, I could, for example, put holding on that center mid, and it can help most players. But for me, it doesn't really make that much of a difference because where I'm getting defeated is when my right back decides to go away because my opponent wants to run it behind, or I've got two players running down the middle at the same time and I need to move a CDM to defend that position. So that centre mid is probably a bit too far away for me. And that is why, for example, I'd rather keep that player as a cam than bring it back. But then on the other hand, you could argue, because Tekken AI is so good, this could be one. So if you want an even more defensive formation, you can literally just shows me quickly. You can literally copy the like for like instructions, literally like for like, go fullback here, fullback defend, and then you can go with something like this. And then to be honest, if you want to, you can even go with inside forward or whatever you want to do. Or you can put the winger on, whatever you want to do. But if you really wanted to go even more defensive, you could go with something like this. However, I probably wouldn't suggest that. I think this is probably a bit too defensive. And as I said, maybe some of you may find this to be a better option. But that centre mid, I feel like it doesn't help me as much. It might help you because I defend a bit aggressively and maybe I'm a bit aggressive when I need to be, but maybe for those that are ultra conservative, maybe that center mid might help you to solidify the middle. But that's the way to go. I think I'm probably going to go. I have a 5-back that I've been testing. I'm probably not going to release it this week because I don't really like this structure of videos where you want one video for each tactic. So let me know if you were down below. But if you're still struggling with FC25 and you're still struggling with defending, check out my Patreon. It's patreon.com/NoGuides. I will teach you how to defend. I've been defending the same way for the past 5 years. And if you learned my way, you wouldn't be struggling right now. I've also got updated videos after the patch. Patreon.com/NoGuides. If you don't get better after 1 month, we'll refund your money. We cost less than the price of an ultimate team pack, an ultimate pack on FC25. So you made that decision yourself. But don't forget, you don't get better, I'll refund your money. No guys guarantee. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. And of course, catch you next time. Peace out, guys.